Yes, indeedy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And hello, Dawn. Welcome. You're the first in the room tonight for some reason. Nobody else is here. I know Arlene is not feeling very well, so we're going to send out a lot of love and a lot of wishes to Lynn tonight. Hoping she comes on a bit later on, but I know she's not been well over the weekend, so I'm going to send her a lot of love and a lot of strength. Do hope you guys are all well. And welcome to Next Level Psychic. Dawn, it could well be just you and me tonight. Well, we're heading into that time where we'll all of us be taking a little break anyway, for the summer break. There's no point in doing shows when people are having vacations and holidays. So I always have a wee break in August, as we do. Just you and me, Bird. Well, you got 6 likes already, though. So obviously we got being watched on YouTube. We're being watched on Facebook. We're being watched on various other places, Instagram and TikTok, and all these other places that the show goes out to. Now, if you are new to Next Level Psychic, welcome. It's a show about you, for you, with you, really. It's not about me. I want to really feature people like yourselves who are everyday folks that are involved with maybe having experienced paranormal events or paranormal things that have happened to them, be it, spirit, be it ghost, be it UFO, whatever, Bigfoot, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Then we're interested in hearing from you. If you have experienced the paranormal, then let me know. Come and talk to us. I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, you will not be ridiculed. All right, you will not be mistreated on the show. I will not allow it. I'm on a constant search for the physical evidence of spirit and ghosts, and I do come across quite a few of these so-called ghost hunters, and they're don't have to talk crap. Julia, welcome to the show, my darling. Good to see you. Don't forget, if you have already joined the show and you are watching, don't forget to smash that like button. Vitally important to the show. It's really, really important to the show that those like buttons be hit and that you share the show. Otherwise, YouTube will not allow us to stay here. So come on, smash that like button and share it with your friends and family. And it's going on. I've sent it out to thousands of people today. So anyway, so tonight is no different than any other Next Level Psychic. I have the usual slides for you to watch. And I have slides that may be real, may not be real. You tell me. I'm interested in hearing your point of view. It says there's 3 people watching the show. That's good. Well, me and you 2 guys in the room. Well, normally we have a pile of people come into the room. So maybe it's because our Lynn's not here tonight. Because Lynn does do a lot of work behind the scenes. She actually does tons of work behind the scenes. And probably a lot more than what I give her credit for, to be absolutely honest with you. So we need to actually really change that. Just as I'm speaking to you, one of the doves have just landed outside my window. That's where we call our production company 2 Doves Productions, because 2 doves come and see us every single day. So anyway, let's have a look at what Dawn's saying. I just let you both laugh at me. The truth is out in the end. I don't care if anybody laughs at me. Hey, of course you care, Dawn. I know you. Of course you care. You care rather deeply, but that's not the point. The point of the matter is everybody has a point of view, and that point of view should be, respected. And it's not for anybody to take people down just because their view is different to somebody else's. Yeah, everybody's allowed a point of view. That's the whole idea. My friend's hubby passed beginning in the year. She's experienced lots of things appearing on the floor that have been put away for a long time, since things move. Felt on her. I've been getting that. Weirdly enough, I've been getting that. I awoke early the other morning thinking Johanna was rubbing my leg. And not just rubbing my leg, just like that, 2 hands down the leg like that. It felt like somebody, I thought, oh, bless her, because I was complaining with knee and joint issues the night before, and I thought, oh, bless her, she's rubbing my legs. And as I turned around to say, bless you, there was nobody there. And Johanna wasn't even upstairs. She was downstairs in the kitchen. And I was like, okay, that's strange. And then I got up to call of nature in the middle of the night. Now, I can walk from our bed to our ensuite, and I can have my eyes closed. I know it that well, and not do nothing, and not be a problem. I can get up, keep my eyes closed, walk across our bedroom, and that wee bit of a corridor thing, and then into our ensuite. I do it every night without fail. Night before last, I got up and I just, as I normally do, walked along. Next thing, Johanna has a figurine. No, well, it's a figurine kind of a thing, big, but it's a dragon sitting on like a top of a castle kind of a thing, and the dragon has its wings out and around this beautiful girl who's holding a book or something. You know, it's one of those lovely, majestic kind of thingies. Anyway, next thing I know, I've clicked it and it's on the floor. Now, I know where I was. I know I didn't like, for me to be able to knock that off, I would have had to lean over the table and catch it with my sleeve. And next thing, it's on the floor behind me. And I was like, how the hell? And I was thinking, maybe my sleeve caught it, you know, the sleeve of my t-shirt. And it just couldn't have. I tried to do it again later, and I would have had to lean over the cabinety thing, chest of drawers, to be able to catch it with my sleeve. So anyway, Lisa, Michigan is in the house. I was having an issue with the chat. Well, I'm glad you're here now. I'm sorry you had an issue with the chat, but I'm glad you're here now, darling. Glad you're here now. So a lot of you are probably noticing the facial hair has gone for the time being, and I do mean for the time being. I just was shaving and I took a chunk out of there. I went, ugh. So rather than just have a mustache and do the D'Artagnan thing, I thought, no, I'm too old for that, so I just took it all off. But it's already growing, so it'll be back by Thursday, I'm thinking. Anyway, everybody's looking, he looks different. Yeah, because all my goatee is gone. That's why. So anyway, like as I say, as normal, I have pictures for you to look at and some footage for us to look at as well. Lisa, are you? What kind of issues we having? Was it in chat here with us or in chat somewhere else? I hope you're okay now. So yes, it's great that your pal is experienced in that connection, because that would be definitely, it would either be her husband or it's a motherly. I mean, I don't normally work tonight. But actually, I tell you what, Julia, why don't you get her to come and join us and Reach Across on Thursday night? I'd really love to connect with her, because there's a lady there, and it's either her husband's mom. I really want to say the female is connected to the male or is with the male. I don't know what that is. I don't know whether the female is connected to the male, as in his mother, or it's with the male, as in his sister. I don't know. So ask her to come down anyway, to come join us on Thursday night, and hopefully we'll make that connection. But there's definitely, they're trying their best to let them know who is there. Okay, and they're using particular objects connected to a particular person. That's what I'm being told. Okay. Anyway, good to see y'all. Hope you're all hanging in there. I hope everything's going well for you guys. If you could continue to send out your love and your healing, not only to Johanna but to Lynn, because Lynn's not doing well at the minute. She's not had a great weekend, from what I understand. And so if we can send out our love and our healing to Lynn, that'd be excellent. Okay. Where are we on time? Oh my goodness gracious me. I can't believe how quickly time, we're nearly quarter of the way through the show already. So we'll just chat away for a bit longer. Now, if you're in the Southwest, Don and I will be catching up very soon to put the paranormal team together. I'm deliberately holding off at the moment because our house, the house we're buying, is nearly through. So for me to start the team now in the next couple of weeks would just be nuts because I'm going to be moving and that's going to take up my time. And also I've got a lot of work to do in relation to the Patreon site. So this Patreon's going to be updated. We updated the website yesterday, so we did a lot on the work on the website yesterday. So if you haven't as yet visited my website, zip across there and have a look. Tell me and give me your feedback. I'd be really interested. And if not, if you've not been there at all, then let me just stick on the link to the website, which is there. So Julia says there's a lot of COVID around. Seems to be, but to be absolutely honest with you, it's not. Well, I think people are trying to make it out worse than what it actually is. You know what I mean? A lot of people are coming down with it. A lot of people come down with the flu, but you know the flu is a bigger killer than COVID. But nobody says anything about it. Everybody's getting sick. The thing about it is that what I've noticed as well is the further we move on in life, I heard a great line in a movie. We've reached that time of our lives when life starts taking things away instead of giving us stuff. You know, we're at that point. We used to, when we were younger, we'd hear our parents talking about such and such is ill and such has passed away and so on and so forth. But now we're at those ages, so we're going to be hearing that all the more. So it just sounds like it's more because we're not used to it. That's my opinion anyway. Julie Sharp's in the house. Julie, good evening, my darling. Great to see you. Well, like I say, Don, cancer, strokes, and heart attacks, that's what we used to hear our parents talking about, you know? We used to hear our parents talking about people they knew, cancer, strokes, and heart attacks. But we're now our parents' age back then, and we're hearing it. So I kind of don't get really bent out of shape about it because we are pushing on to that point in life where the body starts to have less resistance against illnesses, you know, unless you start getting nuts and becoming and taking vitamins as soon as you get up and drinking nothing but water, blah, blah, blah. So the great Billy Connolly says, you can live your life by like a vegetarian and just drink water and do this and that and the other. And yes, it can add some years to your life, but they add the years at the end, not now. So you can either be 96 sitting in a nursing home, having your face wiped, your nose wiped, your back end wiped, or you can enjoy life now. Personally, I'll have it now, thanks. Someone I know in her 50s just passed with throat cancer, and yet another friend had secondary lung cancer. Obviously I've got cancer in my family. I've had cancer. My mum passed with cancer. My dad passed with heart attacks. My grandfather passed with heart attacks. My brothers had heart issues. But we can either focus on that. We can either focus on the negatives, or we have to lift ourselves up and get on with it, you know? So you can't focus on everybody else's ailments because your energy will then start to attract that. So you really, really can't, you know. Johanna's going through a tough time at the minute. She can barely walk. So I could just shut everything down, you know, and just sit with her. But she doesn't want that, and neither do I. So, Johanna, she gets herself comfortable and she carries on working because that's a normality for her. And she enjoys it and it brings her happiness. So I encourage that. She tells me, go and make me proud. So, and I go, yep, I'm going to go make you proud. So, I remember when people used to die in their sleep peacefully in old age, no labels attached, just being old. Well, yeah, a lot of people are doing that. But then again, I know some people who passed away, in their late 40s. Nothing wrong with them. They just went to sleep one night and that was it. They didn't get up the next morning, and their death certificate said that died of natural causes. So there's no law to say that a person will live to a certain time, and that's, I mean, it says in the Bible 80 years and 10. That's well, a score is 20, so that's supposed to be 90, isn't it? So yeah, but when the Bible was written, the average person was called old if they got to 35. So do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's not focus on that. We are, I'll give it another couple of minutes before we start showing the first slides of tonight, because I really want to get you guys involved. Doesn't seem to be a lot of people on tonight. Usually I've got about, 20, 30, 40 people around at this time, but maybe a lot of people are watching on Facebook, so never know. A positive mind absolutely does help. What you give off as positive energy, you attract as positive energy. What you give off as negative energy, you attract as negative energy. So I try to make Johanna laugh every single day so that she has something to cling on to that day. Last night, I didn't try to make her laugh. I was about to take a drink. We were sitting at the kitchen table. I was about to take a drink, and the dog barked. Whoa! I nearly threw my glass around myself, and it scared the crap out of me. Just because I wouldn't expect it. Just boom! I nearly threw my glass. Well, I thought I was going to have to phone an ambulance for her. She was laughing so hard. She laughed and laughed, and I was like, my heart was racing. The damn dog scared the crap out of me. But anyway, she laughed so hard, which is all about. Jane, good evening. Good evening to you. Welcome. I was 80 years and 10, so that's 70. So most of my family hit the 70 mark. My dad hit 74. My grandfather was 82. My grandmother on my mom's side got to 93, but my mom only got to 59. So there's no given time. There we go. So I've gotten a year past her. I'm 60 now, so I've never felt my age until the other day when I had to go and pick up some meds for the fibromyalgia. And I went into a particular company in Truro, a well-known company throughout the whole of the UK. That's equivalent to a Wellington. And I went in there, and the guy said, and as the guy was presenting me with the medications, I said, "Oh, I have a medical certificate." And he goes, "No." He said, "You get yours free now. You're of a certain age." I went, "What the hell do you mean a certain age?" He went, "Well, you're now at the age where all your medicines are free." And that was the first time I ever felt old. I felt, are you kidding me? So I came back and I was slightly depressed. And Johanna goes, "What are you?" So I told her what happened. She went, "You don't look 60. Nobody would take you for being 60. I said, "I know that. And I don't feel 60. I feel about 45. And she goes, "Well, that's it. Keep that up." Anyway, my granddad's only reached 51 or 57. The lady on the news tonight is 107. Well, the oldest person to pass was the oldest person to live, I think, in the Guinness Book of Records so far is about 120, something like that. Julia says, "I'm 70 end of July." Yeah, but you don't look 70. You look about 58. So 55, maybe getting even younger. I saw an athletics event where this gentleman, a Chinese gentleman, and he ran in the athletics event, and he was 97, and he ran in the athletics event. So it's all up in here. Anyway, let's not get all negative. Let's stay positive, and let's send our love and healing out to all of the people who need it, especially our loved ones. So to Johanna, to Lynn, to all everybody, all our Roger and Faye and their family, and to all our friends and family who need love and healing at the minute. Let's do that. I enjoy it. Bus pass, senior discounts. use it all. You deserve it. We worked hard for it. I can tell you that. Right. Anyway, are you guys ready for the first slides of the night? Dawn says, I was 50 in March, just gone. Never felt my age. Thought it was all just a number. And once again, Dawn, you don't look your age at all. So can't wait for my bus passes, Jane. You know what? I would normally say, yeah, that's a really cool thing. But we live in Cornwall, Jane, right? The buses come when they feel like it, not on the timetable. Okay. The amount of times that I've had to take Maya to college this year because the bus didn't even bother turning up, it's just untrue. But anyway, let's go on. Let's move on. So if you guys are ready, we'll do our first link tonight. And then I've got some more footage that was taken in my previous office, which would just blow your mind. Okay. So here we go. Tonight's link, as we set up as normal, Next Level Psychic, Two Dove Productions, hence the two doves. And I would like you all to know that I drew both of those doves. So I'm very, very happy about that. So here we go. Are you guys ready? Let me know down in the chat, in the comments section, if you're ready. So Jane says yes. Come on, the rest of you. Wakey, wakey. Julia's up. Go for it. Let's go. Rockety rock. Eva, welcome. Good to see you. Right, that's good. Everybody's ready. So I'll also bring up slide one tonight. There we go. If you're from the United States, you will most likely know where this is. This particular energy is. So where do you think that is? So that, I may as well, because it already says, it says at the top of the slide where it is. So this is Gettysburg, the site of a very famous battle back in the famous wars of the United States, the North and the South. It is said that the ghosts are the souls of those who passed away suddenly or tragically and are tied to the location of their demise for all eternity. Don't believe that for 1 second, by the way. I do not believe that for 1 second. They're not tied there at all. Absolute rubbish. Unable to accept their death, once again, not true, because once we pass over, I don't know who actually wrote this information, but when we pass, we are met by friends and family. Okay? So unable to accept their death is not true. I've never, in nearly 40 years of doing this work, come across an energy who said I couldn't accept my death. There you go. The battlefield is of Gettysburg, which is in Pennsylvania. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the United States. I wouldn't say it's the most haunted places in the United States, not for a long chalk. I would say it's an active place because people expect it to be active. That's why. A few things that are more tragic, like taking a howitzer or a 24-pounder. Is wrong and right. People are supposed to have been killed with the rifles and bayonets and that sort of thing. So tonight, this particular picture here was taken at Gettysburg. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Julia Evans goes, it's real. Can you see the energy? Can you see the spirit energy where they believe there's an energy standing there? Because where they're talking about, okay, let me help you focus on this particular one. If you look at the two cannons, and at the end of the cannon, it looks like there's a gravestone. It's supposed to be an energy standing by the gravestone, right? So if you look at the two cannons and let your eyes drift over to the left, you see the shape of what looks like a person standing behind the gravestone. Well, I'm not too sure whether it's a monument stone or it's a gravestone, whatever it is anyway. However, let me draw your attention to both cannons. If you let your eyes drift, as if you're letting your eyes sit on top of the cannons like that, you will see that it looks like there's energy over the cannons, over the seating behind the cannons, and you can see like the energy rises up and comes down like that. Now, if you look over the tree on the left, you will equally see there's an energy what looks like it's around the tree. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you this here, right? The reason why I don't think this particular, no, I'm not going to tell you what. Oh, too late. I've already committed. The reason why I don't believe that that's the energy of a person is when light hits an object, it hits an object and bursts in multiples of directions. Okay, bursts, shoots out. Photons shoot out in every direction. Now, if there's any moisture in the air, the photons will connect with the moisture, creating what's referred to as a photo aura. Okay. Now, if you look at each one of the markers there, so i.e. the cannons, that chair thing behind the cannon, the actual headstone, and the tree, it's the same level of light refraction. Okay? It's the same level of light refraction. Now, that does not mean for 1 second that I'm right. No, I'm right in the technological terms. I'm correct. However, that energy standing by the gravestone or the marker, it does look like the shape of a person. So, but when you become a paranormal investigator, you need to not assume that everything that you see is a ghost or a spirit. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, boom. Now, this one here, same direction, same place. Yet, look at the cannon. See, there's no light refraction coming from the cannon, none at all. Okay? However, you can clearly see there is a person standing by the cannons. Okay? So let me just bring you back. Now, you look at all the cannons and you look at the headstone thing. There's light refraction in every direction, above to the ground, to the headstone, to the tree, to the wall. There's light refraction everywhere. And if you look at slide number 2, almost zero light refraction. Now, if you look at the trees in the background, the trees don't have light refraction because you can see both sides of the trunk of the trees. You can see the outline of the leaves. You can see the big plinth in the background. You can see the blades of grass on the ground. So the light refraction is taken from a camera with a lot more pixels. So the pixels are that much more defined. But you can clearly see an energy standing between the cannons. So you can tell me what you think about that's real, what's not real, and leave your comments below, please. But now, what the UK, if you're not from the UK is well known for its regal or its royalty. I suppose not only just the UK, but the rest of the world has different, pretty much a lot of the countries royals. In fact, I'm a descendant of a king, one of the 4 kings of Ireland. I'm a direct descendant of one of the kings, O'Gan. Anyway, my grandfather told me, "You're a prince." Oh, well, thank you very much. So the next one is regal. So Kaz says that's real. Kaz, by the way, welcome to the show. Yo. Welcome to the show. Y'all looking forward to Wednesday night, by the way, all of you who are members of the Patreon team, because it's Patreon night. Right, here we go. Now, this is a royal. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's called Restless Royals. It's based at Hampton Court in the early 1900s, where there was loads of spectres in history pictured at Hampton Court. The stories persist even to today regarding the Hampton Court Palace. And this one is said to be the ghost of Jane Seymour, Henry VIII's wife. And she passed in after giving birth to a child in 1537. And most famously, his fifth wife was Catherine, but who he obviously had executed, apparently for adultery in 1542. But this one is Catherine, who he loved the most because she gave him a son. Now, what's your thoughts on this one? Queen Catherine, what do you think? What's your thoughts on this particular energy? This one is taken in Hampton Court and is said to be Jane Seymour because she was ill and was often seen standing by the windows. They were tiny, actually, Dawn. I visited a friend of mine, Chris, and he has a house that was built in the 1200s. And I kid you not, when you've met me, Dawn, I'm 5'5". Okay, I'm not the tallest guy on the planet. And when I arrived at Chris's house, his house was built in the 1200s, and the door only comes up to my nose level. I have to duck down to go in. Richard, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Good to see you, Richard. It's been a while, and you're very, very welcome to the show. Yeah, so the spirit energy, but then again, don't forget, Dawn, photography, taken of spirit, doesn't always show its height, because spirit can be levitated, it can be standing on the ground, it can be kneeling, it can be sitting. But if you take into effect, we're talking about Hampton Court here, so I would say that window was probably 5'5" to 6 foot in the air. So Julie, I tell you what, Julie, the first two tonight that I've taken, I sent two in, I created two from Gettysburg to show you that not all of the Gettysburg pictures are, they're a bit fluffy. I'll put two pictures up of Gettysburg. So we're going to call it Gettysburg Duo 1. We'll call this number 2. Julie reckons 1 and 2 are real. Kaz says it's fake, it's perfect, no one's perfect. It looks like it's taken from another picture and placed there. It doesn't look like it belongs there. Actually, that's not, you're not far wrong, Jane. Actually, that's actually a postcard. That's actually a picture that was, it was then created a postcard. If you look at the bottom of the picture there on the left-hand side, where just left of where it says slide, it says the ghost of Jane Seymour, Hampton Court Palace. Sue, welcome to the show. Oh my gosh, you're here. Didn't think you were going to turn up tonight. 14th century, Richard. Henry VIII's time. House for hobbits and houses of giants. Then, Sue, if you can't see anybody else's comments, come out of Facebook, sweetheart, and come across over to YouTube. Okay? Come out of Facebook, come into YouTube, and you'll probably be able to see everybody's comments then, my darling. Could be because you're on Facebook. So, once again, what are your thoughts? This particular picture is called Restless Royals. It's taken Hampton Court in the early 1900s. And it was basically one of the most famous wives of Henry VIII, Jane Seymour, who died giving birth in 1537. And obviously his fifth wife, Catherine Howard, was executed for adultery in 1542. So it's said, this one is said to be Jane Seymour, but it could well be Catherine. So they don't know. They know. I don't think any person's gone up and gone, excuse me, which ghost are you? Which is weird, because that's what I would do. I'd say to them, so which ghost are you? Who are you? Who is spirit, or who are you? I wouldn't see any reason why not. Sue's here. She forgot she was on FaceAche. Welcome, my darling. Good to see you. So for the sake of Richard and Sue, well, let's go back to the very beginning, because I do have another one coming. So pictures number one, these two pictures here we're going to call one. So we'll call Gettysburg. So there was a reason, if you just joined Sue and Richard, why I wanted to put two pictures up of Gettysburg, is to teach you all about light refraction or photon refraction. When a picture is taken, especially in moist conditions, i.e., say there's a fog, for an example, then when the camera fires off its the light, its photo light, it'll connect with objects, i.e., in this time here, the cannons and the headstone and the tree and the wall, and the photons can then bounce off these objects in multiple directions, creating an aura effect. Okay. However, all that being said, if you look specifically at the headstone, you can see what looks like the shape of a man standing behind it. And the people who put this photograph up reckons that is the picture of a Civil War soldier. Now, I'm not saying it's not for 1 second am I saying it's not. No. I'm just saying I wanted to teach you guys about what can happen when you're taking photographs when we're doing paranormal investigations. So don't automatically assume that you see a shape, because it could just be light refraction. Okay. Now, there are other times, and I do have a picture somewhere, and I've been searching for it, and I took of a graveyard, and it was just in a graveyard just outside of St. Austell here in Cornwall. And as I took a picture, you can see this kind of mist curling around. Now, that's different, because there was no more mist in that area, just the mist. This mist seemed to be curling around this particular gravestone. Now, if it had been mist out, you would have seen mist everywhere, not just one particular spot. So there's a difference when you can capture an energy and it comes across looking like mist. There is a difference. So picture number two is the same place at the same time, yet no light refraction. 9 times out of 10, that's because it's taken with a more high densely pixelated camera. But you can clearly see there's no light refraction off of the cannons, except for the cannon body. It does look a little bit stronger. But if you look directly in the center, you can clearly see a person standing there. Now, the difference again is the cannons and the obelisk at the background seems to be highlighted. And that will be taken from the flash from the camera. But if you look at behind those particular objects, you can see the trees and bushes, and they're not all misty because the pixelation of the camera is that much more intense. Okay. Wonder if that was it. Well, that's Gettysburg, Richard. So you may probably know more about Gettysburg than the rest of us, but those pictures there are taken of Gettysburg. And that's picture number 3, the Royal. That is actually, as Jane has said, it is actually, this particular picture is a picture of a postcard that's available to you in Hampton Court Palace. And this is a picture of a picture. So she's right in what she says. And if you look at the bottom of the picture there, it says, the ghost, Jane Seymour, Hampton Court Palace. Now, Are you all ready for number 3? Do you think this is real? Boom. There you go. Have a look at that. Now, this particular picture is a Pennsylvania mother of 4 was spooked by a ghostly image on her camera and she couldn't sleep. And her family has considered moving since this particular image was captured. I couldn't get back to sleep, she said. I laid there and turned over on the TV because I was so scared, says Amanda Pitt, who's 34. I kept going back to the camera and I couldn't see it anymore. So she saw it, the camera captured it, and then the spirit energy disappeared, basically, is what she's saying. So I thought maybe I was seeing things. The next morning, I didn't even know what to make of it. So she woke up and she heard heavy footsteps in her home at 3:40 a.m. on October 21. When she looked at the security camera, this is what appeared on the camera at the time of the footsteps. So what's your thoughts? Is that real or is that fake? And that's the house behind the young lady and her husband. That's all right, Jane. That's okay. No, but you were correct nonetheless. No matter whether you saw the writing or not, you were correct nonetheless, my darling. Absolutely right. So this is apparently this is the camera that was pointed at the stairwell, and they heard footsteps. And when she reviewed the camera footage, this is what was captured. What are your thoughts? I don't want to put thoughts in your mind. I will consider that, or I'll give you my point of view on this one in a minute or two. You tell me what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on this particular? I'm just sitting in our kitchen here in our home, and I'm looking out the window, and it doesn't look like a July night. It looks like a night in late September, October, because it's cold, it's wet, and it's raining. Not like yesterday when Lewis Hamilton won the 9th consecutive race at that particular at Brands Hatch. Congratulations to Lewis for winning. Sue reckons it's fake. Looks a bit like her. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, to see your point there, Julia. Julie says it's the same in Somerset, pouring down. Well, yes, but there's supposed to be a weather going right across the country at the minute. But I'm looking at the direction of the clouds, and it's heading in the wrong directions because it's heading east. Sorry, west. It's heading west. If I come right here down, yeah, the clouds are heading west, which is not supposed. They're supposed to be going east, the opposite direction. But anyway, Liverpool's very close tonight, is it? No air. Well, don't, Julie, trust me. Be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Ended up in IKEA. Yeah, so Sue reckoned the pictures 1 and 2 were fake. And now she's kind of like having second thoughts. What's your thoughts on this one, Sue? This one here, the haunted house. By the way, where it says haunted house, I wrote that. Okay, it doesn't come with a slide. I just call it that because I know which one, which slide is named because I named them. So when I named the Gettysburg, a haunted house and Royal Ghosts, it's me writes that. because I know which ones to come, which information goes with which each. So one more skip through the whole shebang. Slide number 1, Gettysburg. The essence of energy there. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a lot of energy. There was serious battles and a lot of people died. But the idea here is that there's an energy standing by a headstone, and you can see the shape of a man. And taking into consideration the size of the cannons, this man would be awfully big. Now, once again, that doesn't mean diddly squiddly, because the energies don't necessarily stand on the ground. They can levitate because they're energy. But if you take into consideration that those cannons are cannons, and the top of those wagon wheels should be up to any normal man's chest, any normal person's height, chest. So if you take into consideration that particular headstone is further away than the cannons are, and the shape of that man is kind of like the headstone would be up to his sore thigh. He'd be an awfully big guy. So that's my personal opinion. That's what, when I was looking at things like that, I'd be like, looking at the items or objects in the picture, you got to take a consideration. Now you can tell what angle it was shot at, because the cannon closest to us on the right is bigger. It looks bigger than the cannon on the left, but they're both the same size. But because one's closer to us, the further away they go, the smaller they get. But if you take into consideration the size of the headstone, the average headstone is about 3 foot. That guy would be in his 7 foot region, which is not uncommon in the United States, by the way. Or it could be a spirit of an energy wearing a uniform, in which case the hat would be a certain height as well. So there's a lot to take in there. Number 2, obviously a lot clearer, and you can see the cannons. And once again, the actual size of that particular spirit of that energy, it matches the way I've described it earlier. Each cannon will be roughly up to the chest of the average man. And it is with this particular energy. You can see that. I do like the clarity of this picture. It's an excellent picture. And for this one, because we've all been watching it, I'm going to go for that particular picture as being real. Number 3 is a photograph, which was then created and turned into a postcard. And this is a picture of a postcard. And this is a capture of what they think is one of the Henry VIII's wives. They're not too sure whether it's Jane Seymour or his wife, Catherine Howard. But it is Jane Seymour passed in 1537 after giving birth to Henry VIII's son. And then Catherine Howard was executed for adultery in 1542. So old Henry VIII didn't have a lot of good things going on with his wives. So interesting. And the final picture is of a young lady there. She's only in her mid-30s. And a security camera, she got woke up about just after 3 in the morning. And when she reviewed the footage on the camera, this showed up. Okay. So Sue's given her things. The house looks quite new build. Well, it doesn't necessarily, Jane, just because the house is a new build doesn't dictate whether or not a spirit would be there. It's the land, it's the area will dictate the energy. You could have a brand new house, but in an old area that would connect. Like, for example, my house when I lived in Nancy-Gollan was built in the 70s, but it was teeming with spirit. So, yeah, as Julia says, it could be the land that's haunted. Yeah, definitely. So come on, y'all, give me your thoughts. Don't forget, by the way, if you've only just joined the show, make sure, boom, you like the show. It's really important, guys, that you click the like button on, especially on YouTube. And please, please, please share the show, because we need to get the numbers up over 1,000, and I needed to get it out there and start circulating and get it out along to everybody else. So start circulating the show with your friends and family, and especially the groups you're connected to, please. And invite everybody to come along, because tonight's much more laid back. It's much more, especially everybody has had an experience with paranormal at some level. So invite them to come along, have a chat and a laugh. Tell them what it's all about. We have a giggle. We look at slides. We dictate whether we think they're real or not. And then Paul shows some video footage. Sue says, I'm not sure about the last one. I'll need your expertise. But that's the point. I'm going to give you my expertise, but that's the whole point, because I want you to go for it. It's only a bit of fun. It's only a bit of giggle. Bit of a giggle. All right, so let me just quickly go through them again. Capture number 1. I don't think it's real. I don't think... no, the photograph is real, and the area is real, and the energy in that area is real. However, if we take into consideration all of the moisture in the air around those cannons, and especially over by that gravesite, that man would have to be 7 or 8 foot tall. Okay, unless that's a capture of the spirit of Bigfoot, I don't think so. Personally speaking, I don't think that is a capture of a real spirit. Okay. Now, if you also look at the road, there are 2 lines on the road which are really greatly highlighted. My feelings are that this particular picture was taken whilst the car headlights were still on, which then highlights everything else. So I think it's kind of too much light refraction. Slide number 2 of Gettysburg, I think, is real. I am totally convinced that that is a capture of a Civil War soldier at Gettysburg in between the cannons. Are spirits bound to an area? No. Do they want to move on? Not necessarily so, but they're not bound there. Okay, so let's just put myth to one side for a minute. But when a spirit crosses to the other side, they are met with their friends and family who have crossed ahead of them. All right. Well, but they are allowed to be able to visit a site as often as they wish. So let's start putting away the cranks and the idiots, okay? And I was watching footage of some guys on Facebook today, and they were doing the whole setup. Oh, this is the most, what was the one that I saw today? The most haunted, I can't remember what he called, but wherever you put kids, when kids become orphanage, the most haunted orphanage in the UK. How he could tell that for a start, I have no idea, unless he visited every single orphanage in the UK, which is highly unlikely. Number 2, and the energies caught here are dark and evil. And I went, how do you know? And he couldn't come up with an answer. So it's called sensationalism. If you capture an energy in a house, okay, because it may sort of make and it make you feel it wants you to leave, doesn't make it dark and evil. It makes it because you're in its house and it doesn't want you there. Doesn't make it dark and so I said to the guy, hey, if you come into my house, I'd want you to leave too. That doesn't make me dark and evil. I don't want you in my house. Get out. So these idiots who create this whole negative persona and saying the most haunted orphanage in the UK, and unless he's visited every single orphanage in the entire UK, he can't actually say that. So I'm going to call BS on that one. This one here, How many of you think this is real? Just give me a me. Just write in the comments below. Just write me. Just Emmy. Go for it. How many of you think this one's real? The capture of possibly Jane Seymour or Catherine, one of the spirits. Which one do you think? And this is Hampton Court Palace. That is real. That's the Hampton Court Palace. Julie says, me. The actual building is Hampton Court Palace. Tell me. So what do you think? Me? All y'all? What do y'all think? Tell me right now. What do y'all think? Come on, is Julie the only one left in the chat show with me? Come on, y'all. Share the show. Where's Richard gone? Sue, what do you think? Julia, what do you think? Dawn, what do you think? Jane says no, she thinks that one's a fake. Sue reckons fake. Kaz reckons fake. And now Julia's changing her mind. Richard's going, I think that might be fake. I'm not sure. Well, let me answer you. If Catherine and Jane were both their spirits have been seen in Hampton Court, that's factual. However, this is a fake. They found out that pictures of paranormal really brings people in, especially on postcards. They sell the most. So this is a fake energy that was put across a real picture. So if you claim this one fake, you're a winner. Well done. Finally, this one. What's your thoughts on this one? Fake or real? Come on, y'all. What do you think? Fake or real? I don't know why I've gone into a Southern American accent. I have no idea why that comes up. My Irish accent will do fine. It's taken me years to perfect it. I'm a Ghostbuster. Well, don't say naughty, Julia. It's just good marketing. Good marketing. You do what you can, babe. Richard reckon this one's real. Winner, chicken dinner. Come on, Jane. What's your outlook on this one? Is this one real or fake? So I've shown you one that I don't think is real, one that I think is real, and I've shown one that's fake. Last week, all three were real. The week before, 2 were fake. So what's your thoughts? Sue reckons this could be real. So Richard and Sue are both going to go for it. I'm going to call this one real. Cass thinks this is a fake. Fake, real fake. So this one, Jane, come on. Come on, you politician. Which do you think? Real, fake? Which one? What do you think on this particular one? Julie Sharp, she's in the middle. She's on the fence. Go on, Jules. Close your eyes and what's the first one that comes to your mind? Real or fake? Which one comes to your mind? Real or fake? Close your eyes and go, and go, real or fake? Come on, Janie. Real or fake? What's your thoughts? Come on, you politician, you. I was reading something. I think it was a news bulletin or something, and somebody typed up, "I can't believe that Labour got in." Okay, why were you on Mars for the last month? Labour had 4 times the votes of the Conservatives. 4 times the votes, and you can't believe they got in. Here's what I think. Me, not to be pushed out to anybody else, but I don't trust any of them, no matter what banner they fly. Julie Sharp thinks it's real, and Jane thinks maybe it's a fake. She thinks this one's fake. No Conservative seats in Cornwall now. Hope not. Maybe we can get rid of Cornwall Council. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, tonight the haunted house is real. It was taken from footage from an actual camera, which captured through night vision a energy walking up. Now, as it got to the top of the stairs, it disappeared. So it's not as if it's in the way that night vision makes people look green or really pale. It as it moved past this top of the stairs, it disappeared. So this is an actual capture of an actual energy in the area. Amazing. That's amazing. I don't really know, Richard, if that's a man or a woman, to be honest with you. My personal feelings, it's a woman because it looks like it's got a long dress on. If you look down, if you follow the shape of its arms and you follow it, it looks like it's carrying something for a start. But if you look right down, it looks like it's stepping with a dress. So unless a man was wearing a nightgown, I think I don't know, could be a female. It looks like it's holding something, a baby or toys, or maybe it could be a young girl. Who knows? Interesting. Yeah, Jane should have stuck with her first guess. Yeah, you got it. You should have stuck with her first guess. Anyway, let's get on to tonight's presentation on the video. Is it that one that I clicked? No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is that one. There we go. So, here we are, ladies, gentlemen, and ladies. Ladies and gentlemen who's in the room tonight. Now, this is actually a footage of where I used to write and record a lot of my music. As you can see, there's my CDs on the walls and pictures, instruments. But I also did a lot of work in this. I did a lot of readings in this particular office as well. Now, I'm going to let this play all the way through. It's only 2 minutes and 48 seconds long, but there is one point in this particular picture that the camera goes nuts. Okay, the camera is super sensitive, and it actually aims for if it has any movement, but it doesn't follow. It's actually been designed so it doesn't follow like flies or moths or anything like that. It just picks up on an energy movement and it follows it. Now, there's something really amazing about this particular bit of footage, right? You don't see the orb in the room, you see it reflected on the computer screen. That's the bit that blew my mind. Okay. So when you're watching in a moment, a lot of the footage happens in the first sort of 30 seconds. But if you're ready, and I'm going to check with you guys, are you guys, oh, sorry, Sue, I wasn't actually on the screen there. Lynn's not very well at the moment, bless her heart. She's been off ill for the weekend, so I've been sending her love and healing. So if you guys can send her love and healing, that'd be excellent. Now, if you're all ready for this particular footage, give me a yay or a thumbs up or a yes, whatever you like. Let me know you're still here, still ready to go, because I don't want you guys to miss out. Julie says, I'm ready. Let's go. Come on. Anybody else ready? Put your comments below. Now, this is real footage, and I can tell you this is real because it's my studio. Right, everybody's ready. Okay, coolio. So a lot of it will happen usually in this area, but some of the orbs will appear just on the screen here. Enjoy. Oop. It looks as if the orbs are coming out of the screen. And this is where the camera goes nuts. Watch the room. Wow. There. I'll just pause it there. Now, wow. What's your thoughts, folks? What's your thoughts? They seem to be kept. They seem to be coming out of the screen, and I was like, why is that happening? Now, the thing about it is that particular camera is it's trained to look at the door, so it's obviously a security camera. So the idea being, if anybody came in, that was only that doorway was the only way in and way out of the studio. But if the camera picked up on movement, you notice it picked the movement up and then shot the camera at it, and it would move, and the camera then, whatever it did, this energy moved along the front of the camera and then around the back of the camera, and that's why the camera tried to follow it. And that's when the camera went all skew-eyed. And then you just see them flipping in, flipping out, through and sliding across the top. Yet, if they were, shall we say, insects, they would be constantly moving around. They wouldn't just go right across the room and stop. They'd be constantly moving around. So let me know your thoughts. Let's have a look. So Julie reckons, yeah, they fly across the route. They do these. I've got multiples of captures of footage that I will be showing through the days, weeks, months ahead. It was, I don't know what that was, but it was very strong, Sue, on the bottom left-hand corner. And then it just went from one end of the room to the other, which obviously the camera then thought, wow, followed it. So many spirit. Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. Johanna was in that room, standing over by the door, and she heard my mum's voice. She captured my mum's voice on the EVP. They were getting excited. And the good thing about it is there was a lot of really great energy. I used to clear that room twice a week. Twice a week, I would clear, cleanse, re-energize that room. So anything that was in there was all of a good nature. Your mom's camera captures moths and flies, but it doesn't do that. This one here is a high-level security camera. I've got one in watching the boys as well. So when my boys have an enclosure where they sleep at night, I have a camera watching them. So I can, for example, if we've got to go out during the day, we don't leave 2 German Shepherds loose in the house because they'll just eat the house. So we have an enclosure for them, and we can watch them and even talk to them through the camera systems that we have. I wouldn't say there was a shadow per se, Jane. There was definitely an energy there. Yeah, Johanna will tell you the story. Hopefully, Johanna gets well soon, and we're hopefully in the autumn we're going to bring back Spirit Quest Radio. That's the plan in the autumn when we have the new studio built. We have a radio show that we used to do, and Johanna and I used to host. We're hoping to bring that back. And she'll tell you the story about when it was Halloween as well. And my mom loved Halloween, and she captured my mom's voice speaking to her. I had a vision of a lady, hand on hips, looking and saying, "What's all these shenanigans?" That'd be my mom. My mom was. She was very spiritual. I would say my mom would be very Wiccan. She's very Christian, but she was also very, very Wiccan. She very earthy. She connected more to fall, autumn time. That was her favorite time of the year rather than, spring and summer. She loved the fall. She loved it when it got a bit cooler, when you started lighting the fires. She loved autumn, and she had very autumn colors. But she didn't mince her words. If you crossed her, you knew about it. She was a strong one. So I'll give you a quick rendition again, so you guys don't mix up on anything there. And so if you look over here, if you capture, I'm just going to circle it with the arrow. If you see that picture there, if the camera moves and you get to see it, that actually is not a photograph. It's a hand-drawn portrait, hand-drawn by pencil of me. Wow. They're zooming about. That little one there you go, coming out of the computer screen. That's that one that Sue's talking about, shooting down to the left. Unless Sue was mistaken that the bust of Tutankhamun, I'm very much into Egyptology, and that's a bust of Tutankhamun on the shelf next to the camera. This is where the camera went nuts. It followed an energy walking past it. And loads happened. Look at that. Look at those energies. That's nuts. Look at that. And again, that goes to show you that it's not dust floating in the air, as some people would have you, because the camera spotted the orb and aimed for the orb. That's all the tech there that I use when I'm making videos and things. You can see all that tech. Unfortunately, I don't have that studio anymore. But it was an amazing place, and it was cleansed twice a week. I was really happy in that studio, actually, to be honest. And I miss all that equipment. It's all in storage at the minute. So when you hear me talking about all of the kit for the studio, is it has to be rebuilt. You're looking at it, and lots more as well. That one there was nuts. And once again, the camera saw it and followed it all the way along. Boom. There we go. So, okay, take that out. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, we have, where are we? We've actually nearly come to the end of another next level psychic. Very special footage to Sue. Yeah. I can hear your mum's voice when I need a good kick up the horse. Oh, yeah, she would call you by a full name. If she went, Paul Francis McGann, I thought, oh God, I've done something. She just shouted Paul, she wanted my attention. But if she called you by your full name, you were in it. And probably up to about there. I would say there's multiples of energies in there as well, Julie. Yeah, on a regular basis. I mean, I used to bring the angels close to me in that room, all my guides, obviously, on a regular basis. And a lot of energies would come and visit when I was doing readings in there. All that equipment to be out of the way. I mean, when you came for a reading, the room was set up for readings, and all the equipment was away, and you couldn't see it. But when I was doing shows and recording and doing things of that nature, obviously all the equipment was out. But all of the energies that would come to visit the people who would have readings in that room were just mind-boggling. Okay, so I'm very, very happy to have captured that footage, because it does go a long way towards proving the physicality of what I do, as well as the spiritual connection. Well, if you are a member of Patreon, I'm just going to do a quick advert for the Patreon. So if you are a member of the Patreon, then don't forget to come and join me this coming Wednesday night with this. And this coming Wednesday night, I'll be doing the Meet Your Guide. So if you are a member of my Patreon site, then you need to be there. Now, that's if you're a member on the Patreon site and you're on a freebie, you need to join at least level bronze for this coming Wednesday night seminar. Okay. And that will be Meet Your Guides, and that's coming 8 o'clock on this coming Wednesday night. Make sure you're there. Okay. Of course, I will be back again on Thursday with Reach Across Live. So make sure that you are going to come back to that. Please, please, please help me get the numbers up over 1,000. Get it out there. Go and talk to your friends, talk to your friends and family, and get them to come along and join in and be a part of this amazing group of wonderful people. I won't miss my shows if I can help it, because I love being here with you guys. It's a great place to be. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your Monday day or night, depending on where you are in the world. Please, please, please continue to share the show. Please, please, please like and make sure you have liked the show for tonight, because that's what YouTube actually they watch to see how many likes a show gets. And if it gets the likes and the numbers go up, then you get to stay on. If it's not, they need the space and you get hoofed off. Thank you once again for being here. Thank you for always supporting me. Chris James, good evening. You just come in at the wrong. We're just about to finish, Chris. You're going to have to watch the show back over, buddy. But please do, because I'm telling you what, some of the spirit energy that's appeared on tonight's show, you're going to want to see it. You're going to want to see it. But I'm going to wish you all a fantastic night. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Please don't forget to send energy and healing to Lynn, Johanna, and Roger. Continues. And I'll see you all. If you are a member of my Patreon site, I'll see you on my Patreon site on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. If you're not a member there, I will see you on Thursday night for Reach Across Live. But until I see you again, have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Look out for each other. Don't forget, communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life. So a medium like myself has to do it for you. All right? Take care of yourselves. Good night. God bless.